Hey YouTube folks, this is Carrie in Poetry. This is a video on a super cheap, quick and easy way to limit the return stroke auto stop on your log splitter. I was looking for a way on YouTube to limit the auto stop on the return stroke of my log splitter so I didn't have to wait so long for the splitter to engage the wood. My log splitter from factory has a 26-inch stroke. So when you let the ram go all the way back and hit the auto stop, you have to make up about 10 inches before you engage a 16-inch long split of wood. I looked at several different designs on YouTube, but the way my plumbing and valve are all set up, none of those were really going to be easy to put on my log splitter. I was thinking about a simpler and easier way to do it. The idea came to me to just limit the wedge in its return stroke. What I came up with was to just drill holes in my beam wherever I wanted the back of the wedge to stop at, then insert a bolt in the holes so that the wedge cannot come back past the bolt. Here is all that you have to supply to make this work. This is a 1/2-inch bolt. I added a 1/2-inch nut to it so that it sticks up a little bit. That helps it to engage the base of the wedge as the wedge retracts. I've got a wing nut I put on the bottom to hold it on. I have 2 holes. This hole I use for my 10 and 12-inch splits. This hole back here I use for my 16-inch splits. The holes are drilled about 1 inch away from the web member of the beam underneath to give me room to put my wing nut on. I will caution you about making this too tight. For my 10 to 12-inch split location, when the wedge is up against it, I actually have 14 inches of clearance. And when the bolt is in the 16-inch location, I have 18 inches of clearance. That gives me room in case I'm a little off on my splits. This current setup has split 2 to 3 cords of wood and it's worked like a top. I did start out with a 5/16 bolt, but the wedge would shear the bolt off without even bogging the engine. I went to a 3/8 bolt and that worked pretty good. It would actually activate the auto stop, but the times that I was manually backing the wedge up, it did not give me enough feedback before it would shear off the bolt. When I went to a 1/2-inch bolt, that seems to be the right amount of resistance for my valve's setting. Now it is my understanding that you can adjust the kick-out pressure on these valves and make them kick out with more or less force. I didn't mess with that. I wanted enough resistance that whenever I was manually backing this up, if I hit the bolt, it'll give me some feedback through the handle before it shears the bolt off. Now with a 1/2-inch bolt, it gives plenty of feedback and I can feel it loading up on the bolt before it shears it. To date, I have not sheared a 1/2-inch bolt yet. And when not in use, I drilled a hole right here by my motor. You just stick the bolt in, put the wing nut on. Your auto stop is right there if you need it. If you don't want to use it, then you don't have to. Here is a quick clip of the auto stop in action. I hope this $5 and 5-minute hack to your log splitter is helpful to you to be more efficient when you're splitting wood. If you have any questions, let me know.